of unity for the country, and anything happening to him then would affect the nation in a big way, and we pray that such an incident does not happen again. However, some, even as I say that, even as we talk about the security of the president, I think it's also important for us to say that the president also needs to reduce car roof appearances. Because of course the security, when the president, his security, when he's on car roof, of course I believe, although I'm not a security, I don't have a security background, I believe that it makes it very complicated even for his security to ensure that he's secure from, from these crowds and anybody, any ill intentioned person that may be amongst the crowds. And so I think it's important, like I've said, that he reduces his car roof appearances, stick to the office, work, develop policies, so that we feel him through through implementation of projects and the ideas.
Murang'a Senator Nyutu has called on President Ruto to scale down his frequent public appearance from the rooftop of vehicles, citing concerns over both security and the image of the presidency. His remarks followed an incident in Migori where the president was struck by a flying shoe while addressing the crowd. Speaking during an interview with Citizen TV, Nyutu said the approach taken by President Ruto not only raised safety risk, but also diminished the stature of the office. He advised Ruto to prioritize working from his office and focus on implementing the reforms and policies his administration has promised. Nyutu also expressed concerns over the president's participation in popular street-style chants, warning that such conduct could erode the public respect for the presidency. Meanwhile, 3 individuals have been arrested in connection with the shoe-throwing incident. A security officer confirmed that investigations were underway, with initial findings suggesting the act may have been politically driven or possibly replanned before the president's visit.
Senator John Nyutu joins us, Senator of Murang'a. Good morning.
Good morning, Sam.
Yeah, we were talking about an incident yesterday about the security of the president, but now also the member of parliament that the country lost, Charles Ongondo Were. I don't know if you have thoughts about this.
Thank you, Sam, and sorry I got caught up somewhere, but I was following online, and I also joined my colleagues in condemning that incident, the shoe throwing incident at the president. And of course I agree with all of them that the president is the symbol of unity for the country, and anything happening to him then would affect the nation in a big way, and we pray that such an incident does not happen again. However, some, even as I say that, even as we talk about the security of the president, I think it's also important for us to say that the president also needs to reduce car roof appearances. Because of course the security, when the president, his security, when he's on car roof, of course I believe, although I'm not a security, I don't have a security background, I believe that it makes it very complicated even for his security to ensure that he's secure from, from these crowds and anybody, any ill intentioned person that may be amongst the crowds. And so I think it's important, like I've said, that he reduces his car roof appearances, stick to the office, work, develop policies, so that we feel him through through implementation of projects and the ideas that are brought to him by his very many advisors, and not through car roofs. I also had I listened to my brother Nelson Koech say that people or imply that people do not are not like they are not like respecting this presidency the way it has been respected before. But I think we also have challenges. I think the president also needs to work on this. And I don't blame him, but he needs to work on it, because when you see the president leading the song Kasungu somewhere in Dagoretti, and, you also, the seriousness of that office, the stature of that office also gets affected.
What do you think he should do when people are making fun of him with that song and name? What
I think other people, some, in my view, other people, his soldiers, people like Koech here, can deal with that. It should not be the president dealing with it direct, because when you are leading Kasungu in front of the crowds, then those crowds start believing or thinking that the president is just another person, and so even when you throw a shoe at him, I mean, it's that body that leads some song in the streets, and so the stature of the president.
Throwing a shoe at whoever is such an insult, isn't it?
No. I agree totally, Sam, and I have condemned it with the strongest terms possible. But what I'm saying is the stature of the president also. The president has a responsibility to ensure that the respect, the stature of that office is maintained. And through the many things that he does. Of course, we know that President Ruto is a very sociable person. And even when he was campaigning, he was spotted stopping his motorcade to just buy some roast maize somewhere to show how connected he was with the common man. It could have been, just a scheme. But then I think he needs to know that now he's president and must start behaving like the president. And some allow me also to say, I had Nelson Koech, I don't know why I keep calling him Koril. Say that Riggy G yesterday threatened the president and they wanted him not to visit the mountain. I was in that meeting. Riggy G did not tell the president not to come to the mountain. He only said that if the president's brigade, and Kibagedi was there, he can tell you, if the president's brigade continue insulting President Kenyatta, Uhuru Kenyatta, that he would also instruct the people of Mount Kenya when President Ruto visits there to also insult him. Because tit for tat is a fair game. So he did not at any particular moment.
I know you're quoting him, but how does that help the country?
No, it helps the country. I mean, a tit for tat is a fair game. When you send people... No, the responsibility of helping the country, some, should not just lie with Rigathi Gachagua. The first person that must ensure that the country is helped, so to say, is the president, who has the mandate of Kenyans. And so if the president's men... Allow me to finish this statement, Sam.
Who is not a president, by the way.
Yes.
When his foot soldiers are instructed to respond with insults to the president and his brigade, how does that help?
It will help stop somebody thinking that they have the monopoly of insults. That's how it will help. And ultimately stop insults against President Kenyatta. Okay. So, it is toe for a toe, eye for an eye, Sam. And if that works to stop...
Is that the politics you want to...
No. Sam, what I'm saying, Sam, is you're asking how it will help the country. It will help the country in ensuring that insults to the former president stop. Because that is the only way it can stop. So that is how it will help the country, in my view.
All right, surely.
So allow me to mention something about Ongondo Were.
Let's take a short break.
Okay.
But I don't think that is a fair game. Toe for a toe, eye for an eye.
It's a Bible, Sam. You can read the Old Testament.
We're in politics now. It can be misinterpreted in so many ways. We take a short